regular show. It's anything but. Hey guys, what's up? Sermo11 here with my review of Regular Show Season 8, aka Regular Show in Space, episodes 29 through 31. A regular epic final battle. Wow, what a finale. This show went out with a bang and they weren't afraid to do anything in this finale, and I like the way they did this final set of episodes. There will be major spoilers for the end of Regular Show in this video. You have been warned. I want to say that I went into the finale knowing some of the outcome because someone decided to upload the end of Regular Show on YouTube and I was spoiled by the thumbnail, so I inferred what was going to happen by just that picture. And I can't even blame YouTube for that one, but I don't come on YouTube for recommended videos. There is no option to get rid of that. That was just a problem that I ran into. Moving on to the finale, which is 3 episodes, Regular Show Season 8, episodes 29 through 31, a Regular Show epic final battle, parts 1 through 3. I'll try to be a little quicker with this. If this does drag on, this video may be split into 2 parts, but hopefully that doesn't happen. So part 1 of the finale starts with Pops having a dream about the big battle, and I'm not sure what this dream means. He caught a bug that turned into a pencil. If someone from the show is watching, I would love if you could explain that because I didn't get it at all. Anyways, he wakes up and Mordecai and Rigby try to comfort him. The gang arrives at Lollyland and the planet is in ruins. And 3 characters come out of the ruins, and I did want to mention that these 3 characters are actually designs for Pops that weren't used. So these are kind of Pops before Pops. And the planet is destroyed because of all the fights that have happened in the past. They end up meeting the Guardian of Lollyland, and she tells them that the battle always ends in a draw, which resets the universe. And I believe the planet, Lollyland, is the only thing that survives this reset of the universe. Anti-Pops is having trouble getting to the planet. The gang views the past, and they learn that Pops' name is Mega Cranus, and Anti-Pops is Malum Cranus. And I'm glad they gave him a name because I thought they were just gonna go by that nickname, which would be an odd choice considering Mordecai and Rigby came up with that name. You know, it's good that he has an actual name because I feel like some shows would do that. Be like, oh, our main character's named this character. Oh, it turns out that's his name too, or we're just gonna go with that. So I thought that was cool. And Anti-Pops was created to balance the universe. And all the events leading up to this battle have happened before, meaning everyone at the park was also there in the past to help Pops out. And it's weird that Eileen is included in this, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. The gang, they want to do a sneak attack on Anti-Pops, and they try to convince Pops to support this idea. And I really like the music that they used for this montage scene of them getting the battlefield ready. And there was a really awesome Uber space joke with Anti-Pops. So Anti-Pops arrives on Lollyland and Pops still wants to settle things peacefully, and they had a little boy singing the anthem of Lollyland and he just breaks it down. That was a great scene. And the battle starts and the gang attacks Anti-Pops over and over. He gets up and the episode ends. Moving on to part 2 of the finale, Anti-Pops is laughing and Mordecai has a great line to Rigby where he asks, "Do you ever wonder how many people we've probably seen die?" And you know there's a lot because so many people in Regular Show have died, or it seems like they've died. Anti-Pops creates a rule where if Pops knocks him down, he will stop all of this, and it'll just be over. They both take their shirts off, and it's so odd seeing these old guys with muscles. Anti-Pops apparently has a 24-pack, and the way this fight was animated was pretty cool, starting off with some hand-to-hand combat, and then moving on to some bigger powers. I feel like I'm talking about a Naruto fight. Pops is able to knock Anti-Pops down, but it turns out he lied, and he has his men start attacking, so everyone from the park gets involved too. Streaming returns, and a big fight starts, and this is another issue that I had with the finale, and I knew it was coming too, the big group fight. And I think I would have been okay with this if Pops and Anti-Pops fought for a while, but they don't really fight for that long. They spent the entire season building up to this moment, and they don't even make it overshadow the group fight. Mordecai and Rigby leave to get spaceships. The Guardian helps Muscle Man and High Five Ghost. Streaming fuses with all his minions. Then a lot of friends return, even some from Earth. DVD and Blu-ray return again. Baby Ducks return. The people from the Space Tree return. The Guardians of Eternal Youth, Gary, Carter and Briggs, Death, and Party Horse return. And they all fuse together with the Baby Ducks, and they create this giant robot, just like, I don't know, they did a few Baby Ducks episodes, but in one of the episodes, I believe everyone from the park fuses with the Baby Ducks, so let's go with that. So one of Anti-Pops' guys asks if they should attack them while they're transforming, and that's a really good joke. It's a really clever one because a lot of people have wondered what would happen in anime or cartoons if you did attack someone while they're transforming. It's like, wow, why are you just letting them transform and getting to like a higher state of power? But I'm glad they made that joke, and I wish Mordecai and Rigby were part of this fusion since it was the final one. They've been involved in previous fusions. It should have happened. The fusion robot ends up defeating Streaming. Rigby has to eject from his ship and he joins Mordecai. Anti-Pops turns into his final form and it's freaking huge. He starts erasing everything and Muscle Man and High Five Ghost get stuck in the middle of it. And this causes Pops to go into a rage and he turns into his final form as well. And he and Anti-Pops are fighting as they go from erasing things on the planet to bringing them back. Anti-Pops knocks Pops into some sort of black hole, I believe, and he uses it to push himself towards Anti-Pops. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. They spent the whole season hyping up this moment, and a lot of the episode was taken up by other fights. Mordecai notices that he has to stop them before the universe resets, and he takes the ship right between them, and the eject button doesn't work, and they get hit by Pops' fist and Anti-Pops' fist. And that's how part 2 ends. Finally, part 3 of the finale, I loved how it started with the first episode of regular show since the universe reset. This is a really great moment. It even says The Power as the episode title. I love when shows go back to the first episode, they bring the first title back. I guess usually the first title will be like regular show or something, or, you know, it really depends on the show, but regular show's first episode was not named regular show, but you know what I'm talking about. I love how Rigby is the first one to remember, you know, they were in a big battle a few moments before this, and then Mordecai remembers after seeing the Blu-ray set that they buried in the park and how there are people missing from the park because where people would be in the park, they're just like, it's like a cutout. It's like a white cutout of the person. That's it. Or it's like, you know, they've been erased from the universe. They've been erased from existence, or, you know, they're not there. And an even better moment is seeing Mordecai and Rigby use the power to return to space. This is a fantastic callback. Pops and Anti-Pops are still fighting in space. Pops gets pushed into another black hole, and then there's a great callback to the Naive Man from Lollyland, which is one of J.G. Quintel's shorts with Pops in it. And the universe is falling apart as the show's letters are falling down and the storyboard notes are flying all around. Pops thinks about everything that has happened and comes to a conclusion to do things differently. To do things his way, he decides to give Anti-Pops a hug. Anti-Pops says he's going to destroy Pops once he's free, so Pops decides to send the two of them into the sun. And this was a pretty sad moment. The show ends with the montage of the park returning after 3 years, and I had no idea they were in space for that long. I was expecting it to be maybe a few months or something. I'm kind of wondering what took up all this time in space. Was this the time that they spent before Anti-Pops, or was this the time that they spent after Anti-Pops? It's not really a big deal, but I'm just curious. Mordecai's parents come to see him. Rigby sees his parents and his brother. Starla comes up to Muscle Man with a kid. And of course he'd be the one with a kid. Skip sees his friend Tecmo. Margaret hugs Eileen and High Five Ghost sees his girlfriend. They have a statue put up for Pops, and this was another sad moment. And then Mordecai and Rigby finally split ways, which that's kind of heartbreaking because like these guys are best friends and everything. You can't really expect them to be together forever because they have to, you know, make their own families and everything, but it's just kind of sad to see best friends kind of just go their own separate ways. Mordecai becomes a painter. Rigby and Eileen start a family. Benson and Skip still work at the park. Muscle Man has a big family. High Five Ghost and his girlfriend become DJs. Mordecai also meets a new girl, and they really wanted to get rid of that Margaret storyline. I realized people didn't like it, but you brought her back for a Christmas special. She has a kiss with Mordecai, and then they just kind of threw her away. Mordecai has a family now, so you can't even go back on that one. Like, that's over. Then there's a 25-year park reunion, and everyone has a family except Skips and Benson, I believe. Mordecai and Rigby have one final conversation and decide to play video games as they get in one more whoa! And then the show ends with Pops watching the show on VHS in heaven. That was a sad but dark ending. Seriously, they had a funeral and a scene of Pops in heaven. That's some heavy stuff. Overall, I liked the finale, but I had a few complaints and thoughts, so I'll talk about those. The fight with Pops and Anti-Pops was not focused on enough to be such an important part of the series. I thought this season was too short and they really could have had a longer run. I believe the season goes from in space to with space crew to space tree missions to leaving, training for the battle with Anti-Pops, and then the final battle. Some of these arcs, if you want to call them that, lasted for only a few episodes, and they could have spent more time on various things. I loved all the callbacks in the series finale, and it seemed like a celebration of J.G. Quintel and all the work that he and his crew have created. And I like seeing the characters grow up, but as I said a while ago, I would have liked a few episodes on Earth with some of the other side characters. And space is a cool idea, but it also limits who can come visit the characters. And finally, I can't believe they killed someone. They actually killed someone in this show. And that's crazy, and they really went out with a bang. This show has been on air for 7 years, and I can't believe it's ending. And I can't believe it's been so long. Thank you, J.G. Quintel, writers, animators, voice actors, and more. This show was really awesome and a good show for all ages, and I hope you guys work on another project in the future. So, what did you guys think about the finale of Regular Show? Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Surma11. See you next time, and peace out. Whoa! Jolly good show. Jolly good show.